Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. And today we are going to have a writing sprint. My name is author Brenda Lynn. I am a Canadian author of children's books, as well as the Christian fantasy novel, Ember in the Mist. So, not to waste any time, and I keep saying that on each of these sprints, and I keep wasting time talking. So, real quick, I'm going to explain what I'm doing here and what we are going to do together. We are going to be having writing sprints, 3 to be more specific. The first is for 15 minutes, the second is 20, and the last one, which is the third one, for 25 minutes. And the goal is to be productive and just write. And I enjoy doing these because it just helps me to have that creative flow and not waste time in doing the corrections here and there. And we're just writing. So to start off, if you're watching or you're watching the replay, just share where you're from and let's get to know each other. So for those who don't know, I am a Canadian author, as I said before. I'm actually in Edmonton, Alberta, and I have written all my children's books here in Alberta. Um, Go to Sleep Little Peep is my first book, and it was actually written many, many, many years ago, like more than 12 years ago, in Montreal, where I'm from. So yeah, that's where I'm from, Canada. And I'd like to know where you are from. And if you can also add in the comments what you're doing, what are you working on? That would be wonderful too. But I am going to put this up so that we know the first sprint is going to be for 15 minutes. So I just got to share the screen. Sometimes I forget to do this right away. Oh, yes, the first one is for 15, not 10. So first one is for 15. I think I put 10 because I usually do that for my planning. Plan with me is always the first Saturday of the month. But it's going to be for 15 minutes. The first one's for 15. I'm going to have music that goes on. And, oh, wonderful. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. And if you would like, please share your name, what you're working on today, and where you're from. So, I usually mute myself when we have these writing sprints, and I work. But the timer will be going on, and there'll be music as well. And if you feel that the music is not your jam, feel free to mute it and put your own music. But there will be a timer that will go off. Don't be startled, but in 15 minutes. So once we're done the first sprint, we're going to have a little chat about maybe some things we can do about our writing, but I'd like to share about my work in progress that I will talk about when we come back. So I already said Ember in the Mist is my first book, and I'll be talking about my sequel, which I'm trying to finish by the end of May. That's my goal. I give myself a big goal. I gave myself a goal with a longer time period, what I'm trying to say. Okay, I know myself. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to give us 15 minutes to work and be productive with our writing. And the timer is about to start now. So happy writing, friends. Oops, sorry. I thought I unmuted myself. Perfect. So this is wonderful. I hope you all had a great 15 minutes and you had a good sprint. And as I promised, I am going to be talking about my work in progress. So, as I said, and I think no, I do not have my book here with me. It's behind me, but no worries. I am working on my sequel to Ember in the Mist, which is called Ripples of the Past, right here. And I am very excited to share that I not only have the title for the second book and its full outline, finally. It took me a while. So it's been like maybe a month that I've had it all set up. I know it from beginning to end now. But not only do I know the title of the second book, I do know the third one for a while now. And then this week, I have discovered what the fourth title will be. It took a while. It was between some names, some titles, I should say, as certain words, because I make sure that the titles kind of give a little bit of an insight of what the book is about. And so that worked out. And so, Ember in the Mist, if you know my first book, the mist is a big theme in the first book. And the ember is like a spark in the darkness, or the mist, or the clouds, or confusion. And that ember is Naraya. She's the main character. And so that works very well with the book. And Ripples of the Past, I love that because now that she kind of has an idea of what really is going on outside of her home, because her one rule that she vowed to keep all her life is that she would never leave home, because they grew up believing that no one can leave Shiloh, where she lives. But it turns out that to save the world, she had to break that rule. And so when she discovers more, it's like saying ripples. As you know, you drop something in the water and then there's ripples happening. You can see the impact that the ripples will have. If it's on a pond and there's leaves, you see the leaves are affected and they move. If it's a twig, it moves. If it's a stem of a plant coming out, it moves a little bit. Ripples have impacts and have effects. So the ripples of the past is how the past of the ancient heroes of Bitzaria have an impact on the people today and the new heroes, which is Naraya, Asher, and Tamara. And so I'm having lots of fun doing that. I'm actually in chapter 15. I've been in chapter 13 for a long time because I didn't really know how to end it, but now I'm at 15, and I think I might even go to 16 today. So that's a little bit of my sequel. The series is The Pure Gems of Bitzaria, is a 5-parter. So as I just shared, first book is Ember in the Mist. Second book is Ripples of the Past. Third and fourth, I haven't shared yet. And the fifth, I don't know. So you won't know because I don't. But yeah, so my goal is to go to 80,000 words. My first book, when I finished writing it, was about 50 something words, between 50,000 and 60,000 words. But for this book, I want it to be around 80,000 words. So if I write more, I can take things off instead of writing less and adding more, because I find that it's easier that way, because I had a big struggle on my first one. But what I use is this, something like this. So as you can see, I'm at 37,000 words and I have to go to 80,000 words. And if you want me to share something like this for you, once this is uploaded, I'll just put a link there. But if you look at one of my videos that I posted on Monday, so last Monday, it's how to build a writing schedule, or how to create a writing schedule. The link for this, so 50,000 words and 80,000 words, is there, so you can get it. So I think that's all about my book so far. And I am enjoying the plot right now. What I'm doing my best right now is I have to add characters. So there are reoccurring characters, but there are minor characters that show up. And I know that for my first book, I would write the characters' names, and this happened to like 3 characters. Even when I was having my editors read, I wasn't catching it. I would change their names halfway because I didn't like the names. But now I have, and I'll show you. Where are the minor characters? Oh, I'm just one page away. As you can see, it says minor characters right here. So as they appear, I write them down and I write what their description is or their title so that when I want to change their name, I'm going to go and change all their names. And I'll have two people with the same person with two different names, if you get what I mean. So that's that's it about Ripples of the Past so far. So now we're going to have our writing sprint. I'm just going to check the comments and see if anyone has written anything different. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. And I guess when we come back, we can share about what are two things that we've accomplished so far in our current work in progress, and one thing we'd like to continue working on, or a struggle that we don't have an answer to. So when we come back, those are what we're going to do. And yeah, that's basically it. So I usually check and see how many words I wrote. So I'm going to do that right now. I wrote 550. Oh, sorry, 547 words. Where are my notebooks? There. 547 words. Perfect. So that's for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, in case it sounded like I said 50. Okay, so 20 minutes is up. I am going to start wishing you a happy sprint for these next 20 minutes. And I'll see you after the 20 minutes, and we'll talk about two accomplishments and one struggle. Happy writing. Okay, so perfect. So that was the end of the second sprint. I'm just gonna take like a minute or two to write things down and stretch. Cause I keep yawning, and I don't know why. And it's not helpful because I have 25 minutes more. And so I'm just gonna check and see how many words I actually wrote for this one. Um, okay. Ooh, and I wrote 690. 690. So so far I've written 1,237 words. And I'm going to add that later. 1, 2, 3, 7, plus whatever it is, and have a total for today. So that was for 15 minutes. That was for 20 minutes. And this is going to be for 25 minutes. And then this will be the total. Perfect. So I'm just going to take some water and then write some notes, and we'll go from there. So we are going to do our last sprint. Thank you for that little break so that I can, move about. I think that I'm going to just move my heater a little closer to me. Yes, I still use a heater during this time because I think I should get one of my books. Oh my gosh, I should get like a better chair, honestly. Anyway, so before I go about, this is my book, Ember in the Mist, and I will just show you the back, and then you can pause to read. Oops, I'll just do this so you can read. Wonderful. And this is my first debut novel, and as you can see, it's book 1, and it's of the Pure Gems of Bizarria series. So I will most likely do a video sometime in a couple of weeks of showing how these certain things came about. The illustration was done by Hilary Barden. She did a great job. And the formatting was done by, and when I say formatting, I mean the cover, like the back and the front. So if I do it like this, because it's actually one image, if you can see. So that formatting of the outside cover and the typography was done by Mandy Lynn. And believe it or not, I formatted this myself with what's it called? Vellum. So the typography I just took it. She gave me like the text version and the title versions. And then here is my logo, right? Rise Joy Press. And this map was also done by, I know her name, but I don't want to butcher it. Oh, her name is Kara. I'll just say the first name. And she did a wonderful job. One of my favorite things that she did was, if you see my map, there's little bubbles. Do you see that? Little bubbles here. And it zooms on to some icons, really cool icons. I really like that. So it's like you get to zoom in and see what's inside, like a little microphone. I mean, I'm losing my words. What's it called? Magnifying glass. Yes, like a magnifying glass is going in, and un drapeau, so a flag that says "Land of Bizarria," just a waving flag. Very cool. I loved it when I saw the cover. And thank you to my past students for the help of some of these names, like for sure Kalida and Haru and Akoria. What else? Yes, those main ones were the names of some of the kingdoms my students helped me. And yeah, so another formatting that happened was done with Canva, believe it or not. Even this part right here was done by Canva. So yeah, I really would like to show you what you need to make a novel, but also what you can do once you're done to like make yourself feel like you've really contributed. Yes, you're the one who wrote the story, but sometimes you looking like, oh my gosh, I did this. Like one thing that I'm glad that I found was these little logos right here. Oh, this is backwards. So this is a little flame, and that's like the header image of each of my titles. And I've already created some already with like rippling waves for Ripples of the Past. And so yeah, it's fun, it's cool, it's great, and it's so accomplishing. And if you want to see how Naraya, Asher, and Tamara look like, so this comes up in my whole story. So have faith, seek truth, keep peace, give mercy, and show love. And then these are our 3 heroes. Pretty cool. And those illustrations were done by my sister. So you can find her at KMA Artist on Instagram. Yeah, so this is my first debut novel. And with my notes away, this is my sequel, Ripples of the Past. You see the text is very similar, and it's blue, and it's so cool. And I did that on Canva. So now that I've talked about it even more, I'm ready to do the last 25 minutes. But I think I'm going to change the song because honestly, the song's a little bit like, I need a do, 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 because where I am right now, my story needs to be upbeat. So I am going to go here Thank you for this music, but I need this music. And I need to put it here. And I am ready. Yes. So 25 minutes. We are going to do this, and this is going to be our last sprint. So let me go and put 25 minutes on the board, and we're ready to go. And if there's any of you who are watching this right now, or the what's it called, the playback, I just remember something. I was going to talk about two things that I'm glad I accomplished. But yeah, if you're looking back on this, I'd love for you to leave a comment. So two things that I'm proud of. I kind of mentioned a little bit when I talked about my novel, but I'm pretty glad that I was able to learn how a novel should be done through mistakes and growth. So it took me longer. It was supposed to be actually out maybe a couple months before, even a year before, but it took longer because of certain editing mistakes that I didn't look for. But I'm glad that I got to do that. I'm glad that I wanted to learn. And so, one thing I am grateful for is learning from my mistakes. Two, I'm also grateful for my um, the support that I got, not only from my students or other writers, but my family as well, and my community of knowing what is needed for a launch of a book. And so I really learned a lot because I didn't really do like big launches like I did for my novel with my children's books. I probably went online maybe twice. I don't think I even went online for my first book, Go to Sleep Little Pete, but I did for A Lonely Hoot, which is my second children's book. And I really enjoyed, the community and the support of people who were there. And that is something that I will always carry with me because that was um, visibly, that showed that, wow, I have a community. So that was great. One thing that think I'm going to have to keep learning is just writing the draft. This should have been done already. I tried to do this April of last year, and even there's a little video that showed up on my phone saying that, oh, this is a reel that you did a year ago. And I looked at it, and it was me still writing this sequel. And I think it's because I wanted it to be so perfect, and I had somewhat of an outline, but I didn't focus too much on it to know what to do. But now it's been a habit now, a new habit that you're outlining everything. What's happening in your story? Write them all down from beginning to end. And so even for book 3, when things are coming up, I'm like, oh, I write it down and I put it in a spot so that whenever the time comes that I need to outline book number 3, I know exactly what to do, because not outlining a book prevents me personally to write the draft. So I just don't want to write the draft. I want to be mindful. And so, even with book 3, I have chapter summaries of what I need to do, like the template that I'm going to have to fill out. But yes, I have to have an outline first. And once I have that outline, I write. Let me finish my draft. Once my draft is done, then I can worry about the editing, and all this doesn't fit in that. But I always try and do edits while I'm drafting. But no more. So that's one thing I think I'm still going to have to work on. And I've noticed this has been a struggle, but I'm looking forward to moving on from that and just finishing this draft. So I did quite a bit of talking. I know myself. I start talking and I keep going and I keep going and I keep going. So I'm going to mute myself. We're going to have 25 minutes for our final sprint, and then we're done. So happy writing. Okay. So that's the end of it. Those were the 25 minutes to make our last sprint. And I'm glad. So thank you for being here, for listening. And before we leave, I just want to share how many words I wrote lastly. So if I go here, so thirdly, I wrote 1,022 words. Who's double checking that? 1,022 words. So 1,022 words, which makes it 2,259 words. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Well, thank you again for being here. Thank you again for joining me. And if you go if you go to my website and check lives, you'll see that there are a couple more. So if I'm not mistaken, there are 2 more sprints to do. I might add 2 more again to make it 4 so that I can go up to the end of May. But I will see, because by the end of May, I should be done my sequel, and I'm getting there. So I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your Saturday. If you are interested in getting Ember in the Mist, okay, I honestly don't know what happened. I don't know where I went. But what I was trying to say is that if you are interested in getting my novel Ember in the Mist, which is right here, you can always get a signed copy by me. So I will sign it for you, like down here on my website. And if you are interested in connecting with me and learning more about writing tips and such, you can follow my YouTube channel or connect with me on Instagram. And yeah, so that is another way that you can connect with me and grow. So hope you have a wonderful hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And God bless, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, that's it.